Chapter 1, Description of the Evolution of Branches. We are going to see what the major changes reveal the flexibility of the American Constitution through the Congress, the executive branch and the justice. Congress, the number of representative in the House of Representative is not fixed in the Constitution. This number has not changed since 1910, 435 representatives. There are 2 senators per state. The number changes, 13 states 50 states. They are now 100. The responsibility of the 2 houses has not changed, the 2 houses became less or more important. Wars. In the 19th century of the American history, there were very few wars, 1812 to 1814, the Anglo-American War, last war that English and American fought. 1846 to 1848, the Mexico War, maximum regards for USA, because at the end of the war they gained California, New Mexico, Arizona, and part of 2 other states, Colorado and Utah. 1861 to 1865 the Civil War. 1898 to 1899 the Spanish-American War. Important war for the USA, because at the end Spanish were defeated and become the occupying power in Cuba and in the Philippines. Those wars are very rapid wars and created not much casualties. 600,000 soldiers died. Short wars, the president is the commander-in-chief in a country which is in peace. Bush's justification for the war, I am a war president. There is a distinction between war and peace presidents. The war president should be more powerful. The presidents in the 19th century were never war presidents.
Okay. In the 20th century, the USA participated to the World War I, 1917, the World War II, Pearl Harbor, the Cold War, the Korea War, 1950 to 1953, the Vietnam War, 1964-1975, the 2 Gulf Wars, now war in Afghanistan and in Iraq. Since 1941, the USA have been more at war than at peace. There are repercussions in the functionalism of the chambers. It gave to major powers over the House of Representatives. The treaty must be ratified by a 2/3 majority of the Senate, very important power in the foreign policy. In a period of war this power is very important. Example, the Senate did not ratify the Treaty of Versailles. The advice and consent procedure. All federal judges, all ambassadors and all ministers in the cabinet are appointed by the President with the consent of the Senate. The Senate has a specific role in the foreign policy. Every Secretary of Defense, today Robert Gates, has been appointed by the President with the consent of the Senate. It's a specific procedure of the Senate. Example, 2006 the Republicans lost the mid-elections because of the Iraq War. The Secretary of Defense presented his demission. Hearings in January 2007 to examine the proposition of Bush to nominate Robert Gates as Secretary of Defense.